Hello, thank you again for tuning in to Photonaut. Today we're going to learn how to take a black and white photo and make it into color. This one I chose because it looks like it'd be really fun to change the color of her eyes. To start off, we're going to go back to the hue and saturation layer from our previous video, and we're just going to grab onto that. And we're also going to hit the colorize button again. And when we go through, we're going to look through these hues and find a good color that looks like it'll match her eyes. We'll always appeal to blue or purples. That might be a good shade right there. And then you're going to want to make sure you're on the default colors. So you can hit D and then control backspace, which will fill the background of that mask. Make sure the mask is selected. Go to your brush tool. And then you can just make sure your paintbrush is the size of the eye or right around the same size. And you're just going to be painting on the purple. And that is how you color the background. I'm not the background, the original photo. And I'm just testing this to see if it looked good if it was just subtle color, which it might look good for subtle color. Next, what we're going to do is we want to look at maybe a skin tone. So let's go back to the hue and saturation. I clicked ahead time. Now you're going to hit colorize again, and let's give her, let's try this at first. Hit again, control backspace, and let's try to paint on some skin. It doesn't really matter if you get around places where we're going to have to paint over anyway. Kind of want to keep her eyes from getting colored, but we can fix anything we already paint over. Give her this nice bronzy color. It's pretty. And the fun part is we have no idea what color skin she has. So it's just fun to do different colors, and I still like the subtle color look. Now what you can do is you can hit X and paint black on to conceal the color because we don't need all that color on top of the cloth here. We'll just cover that back up. And then what we'll do is, since we're still working on her face, we'll do her lips next. So again, hue and saturation adjustment layer. And then lips, probably, let's do colorize again. Lips I probably want to have a rouge-ish tint. Can try that.
To see how it looks. Not exactly sure how it'll look, but we can definitely try. Make sure you hit X to switch back to the black being the background, and then hit Control Backspace. Yeah, I don't know. That kind of looks a little like, I think kind of like a normal paint tint look. And the purple does look nice for like if you wanted to match her eyes. It also looks that right. No, maybe a little bit more. And then maybe.
And then we're going back. I'm trying to figure out what lip color we want. That should be a nice subtle lip color, I think. Maybe we can use some of it for the skin as well. Also, our drawing tablet might help with this as well. Try to paint it on if you're good at art. You can use that, or a stylus. That'll also feel like you're drawing. Let's try to add some to her skin here. See how that looks. Just some slight. eye here. But where it's like really gray might help with the color. Just want to like play with the color, and it's kind of like painting. You just want to paint something so that you have some color in there instead of it being black and white. Oh boy, that looks scary. So yeah, just paint on some color, make it look friendly-ish. However you want. You can even give her green skin if you really wanted to. Just a heads up, this is how you do it. Yep, there we go. Green skin. I'm gonna add another hue and saturation layer. I'm gonna colorize this one again. And something to help with her lips. Because that kind of gave more fleshy tone, which looked great with that skin color. So just to give a little bit more of a red tint on top of what we already have. You play around with it and mess with it how you'd like. This is just kind of for an example, of course, just so you can get the feel for how to do this. It almost looks just cool like this, and you don't even have to color in the cloth. But also think it would be cool to give the cloth some sort of color. Um, so let's see, what kind of color could we give the cloth? Since the lips were underneath, there's still that color, and you can still have those pink tones, but for this it's not an issue, because I'll just drag it up. Using keyboard shortcuts to change the brush size without having to go up there. It's a bracket. The left bracket is smaller, the right back bracket is bigger, and you just hit them back and forth to change the size. Keyboard shortcuts make your life so much easier when you're messing with Photoshop. So that's a blue. It doesn't really go with our whole color theme. I'm also going to reduce the, um, yeah, I think that would look better, the opacity there. And then let's change the color some more. Let's make it a little darker, maybe. Maybe not. And you can hit shift, try to get the edges a little bit sharper. You can also paint through however you wish to do it, just to get some edges in there. You can also do a multicolored cloth. And that, if you watched my previous video with the hair, it's the same exact thing. You just want to overlay it. With a multicolor, just hit hue again, hit colorize, think about the color you want. In this case, you could do like a blue color. Even that looks really cool just with that color. And then you just overlay it. I probably paint it on really light. Let's just do control black space there. Here. That way it's not like very prominent. Because we don't really want prominent blue on top of this purple. Because purple's already something we really want to stand out. It could be some sort of like a tie-dye bluish purpley color going on there. And then that's a really pretty cloth. You can also color the background if you'd like. Or you could make it darker. For that, we could do a few different things here. We could do a hue and saturation layer, or we could just do a new layer. Okay, let's try to see if we can do like that. That's kind of weird. Control T that. Exactly what I was going for, but it looks kind of funny. Oh boy, that's freaky. Changing these are the overlay options, or layer options. They can be fun and change what the effects you're going for, and sometimes go for something cooler than what you were expecting. I'm just going through them to see if there's anything interesting. That's kind of interesting right there. I would almost just make it very subtle though, not completely scary like that. But that's kind of cool. Make it look like she's like lit up a little bit differently. But that's just for effect. That's not part of the coloring aspect of that. If you wanted to color the background with a hue and saturation, you do it just the same. Hit colorize. You could probably go for like an orange background here. Hit control backspace. And then, like I said before, you can just paint it on. You can probably also select it and then paint it on, so that way you're not hitting the other colors. That's always a good suggestion. You can also make it black if you wanted to paint on black, or make it darker. What I like about this is you can change the color afterwards though. So if you wanted something that looked a little bit more like a different color, you don't have to go back over it with black or blue. You can just play with the colors through this, which makes it very easy in comparison to using a paint bucket. I think if we go back to the beginning here, yeah, that looks pretty cool. Just having some sort of purple color there. But if we go back to what it used to look like, and then we add in all this color, minus the glow, there you have it. It's definitely changed. Or here, we'll use the history. So if you go back to this, that's what it was before. And now it is this. So there you have it. That's how you paint color onto a black and white photo and make it your own. And you can also go in and zoom in and do the detail around the eyes and get all that too with that skin tone color. I didn't do that. But, oh, that's a little too far in. But thank you for watching. That concludes our video, and I hope you have a good day.